Welcome everybody to a special edition of Crypto Defined for February 1st, 2023. My name is Kathy Chu. I'm your host for this interview series where we look at the disruptors, the innovators, and the skeptics of the $1 trillion crypto industry. Crypto Defined is produced by Truth Dao, a new nonpartisan news organization within a DAO. You can visit us at truthdao.xyz. Follow us on Twitter and join our Discord and Telegram communities. We're talking today to Justin Sun, a crypto tycoon who is the founder of the Tron blockchain ecosystem and leader of the Huobi cryptocurrency exchange. Justin is also the permanent representative to the WTO for the island nation of Grenada. Welcome back, Justin. It's been a few months since we've spoken. Thanks for being with us today.
Yes, thank you, Casey.
You always have something going on.
Yes.
Justin, as we know, China hasn't always been a friendly place for crypto companies. Cryptocurrency trading and mining has been illegal in China since 2021. But you said a few days ago on Twitter that you believe China will soon be loosening restrictions on the crypto industry. What makes you think that?
Yes, I think we have several signals, right? So we can tell the difference. I think first of all, Hong Kong has been quite conservative. I think back to 2020 and 2021, and after the post-pandemic period, we have seen a dramatic regulation shift in Hong Kong. So basically, I think Hong Kong right now position themselves as a hub for cryptocurrency, right? And also they are trying to get every big crypto company to move their headquarters to Hong Kong. And also recently we have seen Hong Kong government has posted regulation framework for stablecoin, and also of course Huobi is also on the name of the list of Hong Kong government consulted us in terms of the stablecoin regulation. So which is all, I think we receive lots of message from like Hong Kong government, right? They want to collaborate with the basically the crypto company to increase their status when they compete to Singapore. So today, I think most of the crypto company today, some of them is based in Singapore, right? So we have seen Hong Kong and Singapore has been rival in terms of economic development for quite some time. So that's why that's the first thing I think basically the policy change in Hong Kong because you know Hong Kong eventually is a part of China, and all the policy change happening in Hong Kong, they need to consult with central government first. So I think that's the first thing I think which represents the major change of the policy happening in China. That's the first thing. Second thing is about the, I think I also wrote on Twitter, is about the taxation of cryptocurrency in China. So, I think back to like 2020, right? So people is debate about like the legitimacy of cryptocurrency in China. But right now, I think recently Chinese government started to develop like a tax standards for cryptocurrency trading. They want to get know about like how much you trade and how much tax you need to pay if you are in mainland China, right? So if you are like a mainland China taxpayer, so how much money you need to pay. So I think that's also a very strong signal in terms of the legislation of cryptocurrency in China. Because you know, for most of the country, I mean, we can see the presidents in UK, you know, in US, you know, India, right? So when government try to regulate crypto, I think the first thing they will focus on, of course, is the taxation, right? So which I think we also see recently happen in China, which I think is the second signal. I think the third signal, of course, everyone's seen the dramatic change happen in the recent 2 months after Chinese government lifted the COVID restriction rules. The whole country today, I think, is big focus on get economic development back, and they before that, I think the top priority for China is to contain COVID pandemic. But nowadays, I think they have fully be back on the economic development mode, I think. Yeah.
Justin, has Tron or Huobi confirmed that China is indeed taxing cryptocurrency transactions? Because I know analysts have said that on Twitter, but is that actually confirmed that they're actually doing that? Do you know that firsthand? Or is that just speculation?
Yes. I think I know this firsthand. So I already know like some of the users has received, you know, the taxation, this kind of notice from Chinese government. And yeah, I see those documents. So I'm pretty sure that's something is going, which I think is definitely a positive thing, because, you know, after the government won't tax illegal transactions, right? So the tax itself, I think in China is represent the legislation and the legitimacy of crypto itself. So which I think is definitely a very positive signal.
Now, you've tweeted that you plan to move to Hong Kong, which is a very big move for you, Justin. So yeah. What is your timeline for doing that, if you are indeed serious about moving to Hong Kong? And what does that mean for your position as the permanent representative to the WTO for Grenada?
Yes, sure. So as the permanent representative of Grenada, I'm currently still based in Geneva, right? But I think for me, also, of course, I think since Hong Kong has been very friendly to cryptocurrency, I mean, like permanently live there, but I think we will definitely move our company and some of our function to Hong Kong. And also, personally speaking, I haven't been back to Hong Kong since pandemic for almost 2 years now. But I think I will definitely arrange my first trip, I think, to Hong Kong, probably Q1 this year.
Do you have a timeline for when you'd like to move there?
I think hopefully Q2, something Q2, yeah.
Okay, but you plan to still be the permanent representative to the WTO for Grenada?
Yes, I think my base is still Geneva, but I think I will visit Hong Kong more frequently, definitely.
Okay, so talk to me about the significance.
At least I think this will be my base in Asia.
Okay, you're based in Asia. Okay, yes. Great. So talk to me about the significance of Saint Martin wanting to make TRX legal tender. How did that come about, Justin? And how long did this process take? And did it involve a lot of lobbying on Tron's part? Yes. I'm guessing it's not just a quick decision that the nation made. So talk to me about how this came about and how long it took.
Yes, sure. Definitely. So I think our collaboration with Dominica government in terms of making Tron crypto and the Tron infrastructure, Tron blockchain as a nation infrastructure and a legal tender in the country really have good impact and influence on all the Caribbean states. So so San Martin, actually, they know about Tron is because of Dominica. So they learn about cryptocurrency and they see the changes happen in Dominica, you know, because in Caribbean, all the states connect very closely, you know, all the states in those regions. And I think one of the biggest advantage for San Martin, I never been to San Martin, but since I basically be almost like 70% of all the islands in Caribbean, so I know San Martin have several advantage. First of all, San Martin is one of the traffic hub in Caribbean actually. So basically, if you want to fly from any place in the world to Caribbean, there's only two ways. So one way is go to European and then go to San Martin and then go to the rest of the island place. And that's like a European route. So if you don't have like US visa, that's how you can get into Caribbean without touching the US soil. And then of course, you can go to Miami or New York, right? To direct flight to Caribbean. So that's why I think that's like one of the biggest advantage for San Martin, because San Martin is the regional hub for all the traffic, basically. I think that's the first advantage. Second advantage, I think San Martin have a very strong connection with EU. That's also very big because San Martin is divided in two parts. So one part belongs to France, EU, and another part belongs to Netherlands. This time the San Martin make Tron legal tender is the Netherlands part. So it's a Netherlands part. So this is also a part of Netherlands. I think this is also have a very special meaning. So means Tron will not only connect to Caribbean anymore, right? So we also have some footprint in European countries as well. So that's also, I think that's the second meaning. I think it's very important. The third meaning, of course, I think San Martin is the second country, right? Second region in the world to make Tron a legal tender. So I think I also tweeted, right? So my KPI this year is total 5 countries, right, to make Tron legal tender. So I think I still have 3 to go to meet my target. But I think this definitely also represent a big milestone we have hit recently in Caribbean region.
Which 3 other countries do you expect Tron to be legal tender in by the end of 2023? Yes. Because I suspect you have, I mean, this is in the works. It's not like going to be a surprise all of a sudden to you.
Yes. So right now, I think we mainly focus on several regions, Latin America and the Caribbean region, and also Africa. So I think right now we targeted these 3 countries, 3 regions. But of course, some of them have strong relationship with European countries as well, right? Just like San Martin, they probably be a part of the European countries as well. So I think that's like our target.
Okay. Let's talk about Huobi for a second. Can you clarify, Justin, whether you're now leading Huobi? I mean, when Huobi's blog post came out, people were somewhat, I guess, relieved or surprised that, see, Justin is leading Huobi. And it seems like it was shrouded in secrecy. I'm not really sure why. So could you clarify whether you are leading Huobi and what does that mean?
Yes, sure. So first of all, Huobi didn't own by me. So it's owned by About Capital in Hong Kong. So basically they are leading the acquisition from the previous owner, right, Leon Lee, to About Capital. But definitely, I'm right now the role of board of advisory members in Huobi. Because most of the board of advisor on the board is not very familiar with crypto. So and also, right, I'm a very big name in on crypto industry. So that's why recently I provide lots of like guidance and the support for the current team to expand to Caribbean, because Huobi also adopt lots of the strategy expand Caribbean. And also, of course, I'm also very active in Asia crypto community, especially recently like Hong Kong development. So Huobi is also a very big role in Asia. So I think we have lots of synergy there. So I think that's like pretty much like how we put it.
But you also own a lot of the Huobi token, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
but you are
Yes, I'm a token holder. So my I think if you talk about this kind of the interest, right, or stakes on Huobi, I think it's mainly focused on the platform token of Huobi.
Okay, but it is fair to say, because the Huobi's post said you're leading them under Justin Sun's leadership. So you are one of the main, you're the main leader for Huobi. That's fair to think of. Okay, so can you talk a little bit about how Huobi is doing? Huobi has said it plans to lay off about 20% of its staff and maintain a very lean team going on. From one perspective, you know, there are layoffs going on in the crypto industry all the time. Other people have been concerned that this could speak to the health of Huobi as an exchange. So could you clarify what's going on at Huobi?
Yes, I think before that, Huobi focused on too much energy on global expansion, right? So Huobi have a very big global expansion team. But I think after the crypto winter, you know, we've seen like Coinbase close their Japan office, you know, and also Coinbase, I mean, closed down lots of their efforts in Asia. You know, Huobi is, these days, I think crypto exchange is very regional, right? So that's why I think Huobi's strategy actually is the opposite to Coinbase, right? So Huobi is very strong in Asia, but has less, I think, reputation in America or in European, right? So that's why I think after I get into the Huobi advisory board, I strongly advise them to focus on their core business, which is definitely like Asia time zone, instead of like continue to be doing everywhere, right? So which I think is not cost effective. So I think I'm glad they follow my advice to change their focus to Asia. Actually, Huobi business in terms of business and newly registered users, it grow a lot in the past like 3 months. Even I mean during the crypto winter, and also I think happy to see actually they are laying off people and become more lean team, which I think financially, you know, will be more healthy. You know, actually, you know, it's the opposite. So as analysts, right, when they see the companies, I think it's very important. We see the sustainability, right? So after we see the layoff, you know, cut off, I think right now company can be more healthy, right? Be more responsible for their business as customer interest, which I think in 2023, I expect Huobi will doing great this year. Since, you know, we have seen the economic growth focus recently globally has been focused in Asia, right? So China, Hong Kong, you know, all opened up and has lots of business coming back. So I think 2023 will be a good year for Huobi.
But Huobi will still be expanding into the Caribbean, as you mentioned. You've been helping them with that expansion.
Yeah, Caribbean is definitely still the key. Caribbean, Latin America is still something we want to do, but we decrease our expansion in Europe, you know, and the Middle East, I will say.
So selective expansion, selective and smart expansion.
Exactly.
Okay, Justin, there's been growing concern in the crypto industry with all these implosions of Celsius and FTX. There's been growing concern that companies like FTX and Celsius have pumped up the price of their tokens, used them as collateral to leverage up, and effectively put investors at risk that they'd eventually be left with a worthless token. Are any of these concerns legitimate when it comes to Tron and Huobi? I mean, sometimes you see Tron, Huobi mentioned in the same sentence as these companies that are doing this. So how do you think of it? Are there any, is Tron and Huobi doing any of this?
No, we are not doing any of this at all. So all of our customer assets is like one-to-one, basically sit in the on the balance sheet, right? So So we didn't doing any lending, borrowing with any counterparties at all. So basically, I think our business is only plain and simple, right? Earn on transaction fee, right? So that's like our business, you know. So we didn't do anything. I think actually, you know, the since blockchain, Celsius and FTX is doing is very dangerous actually, right? So because you know the volatility of cryptocurrency is very high, you know, it's very hard for you to manage a huge amount of funds, and then you know like FTX is running a big hedge fund, you know, to invest their customer money, which is as I see is very dangerous, and also and eventually you know will turn into bad results, right? So that's why I think I always advocate for us to do a healthy investment with its own money, right? So we invest lots of company as well, but we always do with our own money, and also for customer funds, we just put it out there, you know. Some of the people may say recently about Huobi platform holding too much HT token, right? But the real truth is we just hold what our customer holds, right? If most of the Huobi token holders put their funds in Huobi platform, I mean, that's like what we're gonna publish on our balance sheet, right? Because we didn't hold any money, we only hold customer money, right? That's our customer holds. So and I believe this is a very important foundation for the whole industry, right? Huobi have been in the space for almost 10 years now. So Huobi is born in 2013, right? So in this past like 10 months, you know, on the highest, right? So range, Huobi holding around 60 billion users assets. I mean, on the peak, you know, 60 billions US dollars worth of assets. But also, of course, because of the crypto winter, right? So these days, most of the exchange probably only have $3-4 billion left because of the price. But I think it sudden effects on our customer funds, right? No matter we hold $60 billion or we hold like $3-4 billion, it's just our customer money, right? So
okay.
Yeah.
But there's no wash trading of the tokens like FTX and Celsius have done, right? The concern about just basically pumping up the tokens so that it creates greater value for the token, for the exchanges. There's none of that at Huobi or Tron, correct?
No, of course not.
Okay. Well, one last question for you, Justin.
Yes.
Last time we talked a little bit about, the collapses of the crypto companies. It has, so much has happened since then. And I think with the DCG situation and Genesis has filed for bankruptcy, you've said before that you plan to spend up to $1 billion on DCG assets. So I wanted to chat with you, now that Genesis has filed for bankruptcy, how do you look at this situation, and what is your involvement in looking at these distressed assets as well as others in the industry that may come in the next few months?
Yes, sure. I think you might, I don't know if you're familiar with DCG's business. So DCG is actually investment companies. So DCG itself, I mean, don't have any business, right? So they basically holding the assets of different some companies, for example, like Genesis, you know, and also Grayscale, right? CoinDesk, you know, Luno, right? They are holding different parts of the crypto business. I think right now, from what I see is like Genesis go bankrupt, and they might have debt and financial ties with DCG, right? And to solve those problems, DCG might need to sell some of the assets. As far as I know, CoinDesk right now is on the table, right? But I will say from my—
Are you planning to buy them, Justin?
I think I have plans, but it depends on valuation and the situation, right? But I think right now DCG, they are also be very careful, and also in terms of like selecting buyers, right? Which one they're gonna talk into. They have a investment bank represent them. So in terms of all the assets. But right now, I will say everything is possible. So probably, I think all the things we will see the results in the next probably 40, 60 days.
Okay, but Justin, did I hear you right that you're interested in buying CoinDesk?
Yes, that's definitely yes.
And are you in talks right now?
Right now we contact their investment bank. Yes, Lazard. Right now they use Lazard as their investment bank. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Justin Sun, thank you so much for your time today. That's it for this edition of Crypto Defined. We'll have a recap of our conversation with Justin Sun on truthdao.xyz in the next few days. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah.